toasting, joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you tell I've been to a few Christmas parties?
You know, I was reminded of your presence by the leaf blower outside.
Of course, because if I'm here, the leaf blower is always here. They follow me.
I mean, it's mid-December, right?
That's right. That's right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this special and unadulterated radio program, videocast, and podcast known internationally as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. I messed up my intro there. I'm supposed to say, welcome to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza. But for some reason, my brain wasn't working.
Yeah, and the unadulterated part, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
We might be adulterated.
Well, I have had several of the Michelob Ultra Zeros before the show started, so I may be just a little loopy.
I saw you had one at your station there earlier.
Yeah, I saw you brought it. You brought it for my show beer, but then you gifted me. You know, in the spirit of the holiday season, with Christmas being, just a day or two ago, he brought me a West Coast Ghost from Parrish. Brewing for my show beer. We could talk about this beer for the rest of the show.
Is it good? I haven't tried.
Yeah.
I brought two. I figure me and Terry could split one in a little bit too.
Fair enough.
Nice.
You guys will have to try that. Well, welcome to the program. It is show number 464 of Smokin' and Toastin', and as of yet, no one has stepped in to stop us. But this could be the year. 2026.
Sometime this year, we're going to hit 500 episodes.
That's right. So yeah, we'll celebrate New Year's here in a few days, and then we'll be like on our way to, at some point in 2026, the 500th episode will happen. And I don't know yet what we're going to do for the show. I was thinking we could do the first naked cigar spirit craft beer show and do a naked show, but I'm afraid we're trying to build our YouTube.
Are we the ones? Or
Yeah,
maybe we should get someone else to be naked for us. Maybe that would make it work better.
You may be right, because we're trying to build our YouTube numbers, not make them shrink.
Exactly.
So, well, anyway, welcome to the show.
Just so you know, no matter what you look like, somebody out there will look at you and go, "Yum." There's a person out there for you.
And no matter what you look like, no matter how good you look.
The person just about to be eaten by Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah. No matter how good you look, though, there will be someone out there who goes, well, at least I'm better looking than that guy. So, it happens. The best of lists have begun, so we're going to start delving into them. Now, because of the fact that we record the show in advance, the Cigar Aficionado best of list is not out yet, but they send a teaser email about it like every damn day.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been watching with interest, and we'll get to that when we can get our hands on it.
Is this like the best list, like when Spotify wraps it up and for the new year?
It's similar to that, except
hits?
it may not be personalized to the listener, but we can talk about all kinds of things today. The best beers of the year, according to the 2025 World Beer Championships. Bartenders have rated the most underrated cask strength bourbon. We'll try to get to that list. And there's just
They've
so many.
the most underrated now.
And the best IPAs of 2025.
Okay.
So we have that and a whole lot more. And the whiskey list is out from Cigar Aficionado's sister publication, Whiskey Advocate. They've done their best whiskeys of the year, so we'll try to jump into that. So lots of lists. We'll be doing lists really for the next several shows as
we got
they
something to talk about.
Continue to come out. And I was going to say it saves me all kinds of time on prep. So it's really nice. We'll try some beers today in addition to this very interesting and delicious show beer that Ian brought, the West Coast Ghost. We will be trying an amber lager called All Malt Classic, an American amber from Equal Parts Brewing here in our hometown of Houston. And when I saw the title of this, I thought, well, I know Ian is, This sounds like a beer made for you.
I have some in my fridge.
Yeah, I figured. I know we did a Sierra Nevada IPA last week, but I brought another one this week because it's the Celebration Fresh Hop IPA, and it looks very Christmassy.
Yeah, it
so
does
I thought
have
we should do this before the holiday season gets away from us here.
It's got a snow-capped roof on the little cabin, so even after Christmas, that's what it's about.
Snow-capped roofs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Snow-capped roofs.
And
Right here in Houston.
That's right. And then finally, I've been so excited just to say the name of this beer. It's from Sapwood Cellars.
You actually hit it from me earlier.
It's from Sapwood Cellars. They're out of Columbia, Maryland, and I'm super excited that we'll be trying their Oat-Milk Stout that is called, drum roll please.
I don't have a drum.
I was hoping he was going to go.
Okay.
There you go. It is an Oat-Milk Stout. Oat-Milk Stout. And the name of it is Haulin Oats. As in Haulin, like you're taking them somewhere.
Yes, no, I get it 100%.
Yeah.
But also Haulin Oats, like,
Yeah.
like
They used to be friends.
Gonna come out tonight.
Please, let's do as many Haulin Oats songs as we can.
Okay,
throughout
but let me just say, before you go anywhere, they came out with their best one early in their career, and as big a hits as they had, I don't know that they ever topped the brilliance of Sarah Smile.
Sarah Smile's really good.
That is just a great freaking
Amazing.
song. And
Amazing.
And it's kind of like this dark and mysterious, rock track within it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hall & Oates, I dig it. And by the way, if you're just like, poking around on YouTube and don't know what to watch, just enter Daryl's place.
Dude, Daryl's house is so good.
Daryl's house, yeah. And
it's so good.
You'll find an artist you like that has come to his house, and they basically collaborate on a song. Maybe it's one of theirs. Maybe it's a Hall & Oates song.
And everybody is welcome to Daryl's house,
except
for Oates.
Band, right?
Except for Oates.
He's off hauling his music somewhere else.
He's not allowed now.
But the band is just exceptional.
Oh yeah, and they do so many. Like they've had everyone from CeeLo Green to
I just saw the one they did with Rob Thomas. It was
Rob
fabulous.
Thomas.
Yeah.
What's the guy from Tommy Shaw?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Didn't he have the one from the Eagles, Joe Walsh?
Yeah, Joe Walsh. That was
probably
great
my
show.
favorite.
Yeah, that was a great show.
I love Joe Walsh because he's been clean for years, but you still get that kind of stoner vibe from him. Just whenever he talks, and it's just great because he has a lot of really
it's that straight California personality.
He has a lot of really intelligent things to say, but when he says them, it's like one of the guys from Bill and Ted said it, and it just it just is
also, and then he has the most incredibly intense eyes.
Oh yeah, right, and
like
he'll look
when
right
he
at
looks
the camera,
at you, like what?
But you talk about a tasteful guitar player who
So
never overplays.
So good.
Oh, he's the best.
He
is the best. And he was the first jail person to get up at the end of the Blues Brothers and dance to the jailhouse rock.
You gotta love that.
He got on the table.
You gotta love that. I don't know if this is still the case, but I know that when the Eagles first came back and did their Hell Freezes Over tour.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
They said that Hell would freeze over before they reunited. Then they reunited, so they did the Hell Freezes Over tour.
I remember that.
But apparently during that tour, if my sources are correct, the Eagles paid a staffer that staffer's job was immediately after the show ended to collect Joe Walsh, get him into the limo, and drive him to the hotel. And the idea was they didn't want him around anything that would tempt him to get back into doing. He's been clean for a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was just kind of interesting.
That's amazing.
And so anyway, I just love Joe Walsh. So I actually got
you
to
gotta
go.
love you gotta love that other echelon of musician where we're not hiring you and negotiating your price. We actually have to get a handler for you.
Right.
We have to
I was fortunate enough to get to go to backstage at one of those shows for the Hell Freezes Over tour, and Joe was not there. I got to hang out and talk to Glenn Fry.
They already whisked him away
Joe, Timothy
magically.
B. Schmidt, but Joe was.
And it's also
gone.
ironic that they whisk him to the hotel room that he was famous for destroying.
Right, yeah. But I think he's older now and doesn't have quite the same amount of energy.
Have
to
you
destroy.
watched that Eagles documentary?
TVs
It's
are
like
different.
Oh, it's
4
great.
hours long.
It's
and
great.
They talk about Joe destroying a hotel room, and they're like, and he learned from the best. And they just show a picture of him with the Who's drummer. What's his name? Keith Moon.
I love
He
it.
learned from the best.
Nobody could trash a hotel room like Keith Moon.
I think it's harder to rip TVs off the wall than it was just to pick up a
Oh, it is.
13-inch
It
TV
is.
and throw it out the window.
And now
Plus, they went out the window better. The TV would probably break at the window.
Airbnbs have changed everything now because we had an Airbnb that we rented to get my family together for Thanksgiving. And my mom came, my brother and his family came, and the decorations that were on like the little tables and stuff around were all like fastened to the countertops so we couldn't steal them. I'm like, I would have liked that little plastic plant. That would have been kind of cool on my mantle. Well, welcome to the show. We do have lots of cool things to talk about, including, by the way, the beverage of mystery. And this is where one of us brings a beverage of some sort in, and Ian is the person who brought today's. And the only person who knows what the beverage of mystery is in any given week is the person what brung it. And today that's Ian. So he brought this beverage of mystery in for us.
Is it here?
And I'm looking at it, and it appears to be very beer-like. Just
this is it. This
on,
is what it is very beer-like.
On
it is
first
He
pass.
walked
Now,
out.
have
That's
it.
why I didn't play the thing. So now that he's back, I'm going to go
All right,
ahead and
so,
hit
ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the beverage of mystery.
I thought maybe he had forgotten the beverage or something.
Oh
but
no,
that was-
I
okay.
didn't know why he went out.
I forgot the beverage
The beverage for your pocket.
for my
yes.
pocket, yes.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good. Well, I'm not getting a lot on the nose of this, but it certainly appears to be a beer of some flavor.
Yes, it is light, but it is beer,
But I am picking up a
but
little
not
bit
light beer.
I am picking up a tiny bit of booziness, though. Like it's something that might have been, aged in.
I mean, due to the color,
bourbon
it's
barrels
very
or-
brown, very dark. You cannot see fully through it. You can get a little light, like you were, 20,000 leagues under the sea.
I was not expecting coffee and a kind of a candy sweetness to it.
Ooh, wow! What is that?
You look very pleased with yourself. I just want to mention that for those who aren't
I've been
watching-
saving this.
Aged in Malort barrels.
for
I've
those
been
who,
saving this. Do the retro hell and think graham cracker.
oh yeah, it's totally
yeah.
there. So you got graham cracker, you got a little bit of like almost like candy
Think
sweetness. Pear, yes. This is very complex for a beverage of mystery.
This is.
Usually, beverage of mystery is kind of like one or two notes, maybe.
Yeah, and one of those notes is almost always fake sugar.
Like fake sweetener. This does not have
No,
any
no.
of that. Well, this is
Artificial
delicious.
sweetener.
This strikes me as something that might be a little bit high in ABV. It has just a touch of that boozy vibe to it. But I have no idea what it is. Is that a beverage of mystery can in your pocket, or are you just happy to see
Well,
this?
it's amazing that you asked me this because
Yeah.
this happens to be on my left side, and I am one of those that falls to the left, so to speak.
Oh, and it's a bottle.
But- This is the St. Bernardus Christmas Ale.
Wow. And now
Oh.
I'm familiar with St. Arnold and what he meant. We have the St. Arnold Brewery here in our hometown.
course.
But who was St. Bernardino? Who was it?
St. Bernardus.
St. Bernardus.
Bernardus.
So was he like a brewer who loved dogs?
sounds
What
like
was
someone
it?
I learned in
I
history.
don't know, but he makes awesome Belgian beer.
Yeah, this is really, really
So
quite
this
good.
is brewed and bottled St. Bernard in Belgium. Mm-hmm. St. Bernard's Christmas Ale takes on a splendid dark brown color that is topped off with a cream-colored layer of froth. It is an intensely dark beer with a full yet slightly fruity flavor, overflowing with the taste of winter and zesty seasonal aromas.
So is this what they put into the St. Bernard's like cask, the mini cask? That they
I think
carried
that's a
around
little
in it?
more boozy, but maybe.
I always thought if I were to just pick a the next dog, I think I might go with the St. Bernard because they come with bonuses.
I mean, I had to bring it because the monk on the front looks so incredibly happy.
I know. It actually looks a little like our wine expert there, a little bit on because he always shows up really happy too. You know what I mean?
True.
He's always
That's
got a big smile on his face. I was like, well, I guess if finding
wine-
out what wine to serve was my job, I'd be pretty happy most of the time too. You know.
Speaking of which, I need to call Mark. We need to get him back on.
Yeah, it would be great to have him on and talk about it. Plus, you know what else I was thinking? We haven't done a pipe show this last in the last year, so we need to schedule another pipe
All right,
show too.
I'm on it.
I
right.
do like that Saint Bernard is actually real, and his name was the Honey Sweet Doctor.
Oh, Honey Sweet Doctor. Okay,
Sounds
well,
like a song from Isaac Hayes.
or a really bad porno movie.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
the Honey Sweet
Because
Doctor.
he was like the saint of
Taint
bees.
misbehaving.
And
Oh boy, can you tell we had fun celebrating Christmas this year? We really did. I've done a lot of extra drinking, and we're going to do more on the show today. In fact, we'll get to our first beer coming up here in a few minutes, and I didn't mention our spirit today, a San Pedro Macoris Gran Reserva blend rum from Spain. We'll get to that coming up as well. This is Smoking and Toasting. Happy holidays, everybody. We will be right back. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars.
Delicious
We're
things.
enjoying the holidays. We're going to start to get into some of these end-of-the-year lists here in a few moments. But
this cough button's working because I'm eating this.
oh, okay.
And
So
you
we
can't
have a
hear
cough button now?
I have one. We're testing it out.
But
we're
I
testing
don't.
it out.
I don't have it. So here's the thing, Terry. If I need to cough, I'll do this.
Oh, good. Okay.
And-
yeah,
and
that's
then
it.
you'll-
The international sign of distress.
Right. And then you'll go, oh, Cruz needs the cough button for a moment. Yeah.
But I
so-
found out a new daily practical thing is that when we're eating the pretzels, you can
Yes.
just hit the cough button.
Oh, yeah.
And then you don't hear
and you don't hear
yourself
that.
eating
The
the
cough button covers the pretzel crunching.
Roof from my mouth. We are going to get into our beverages and stuff in just a moment here, but I haven't given you our teasers for the most popular elements here on the show, and I want to get to that. We'll be bringing you the drunken fact. In fact, we'll do that in just a few minutes here, but we'll go ahead and tease it just to keep you listening for just a tiny bit longer. Thank you. That sounded like the Saturday Night Live music. Is what that sounded
did.
like. So let's talk about the drunken fact. This is something where if you're at a party and you need a good fact to share with people and make you sound important and knowledgeable.
Everyone's getting a little tipsy,
Like
and you
you're
want
just
to express
dropping
the
the-
fact that you've entered a state called the knowing.
The knowing, yes. And
This
you wanna-
happens right before the forgetting.
Right. But if while you were in the knowing and before the forgetting, if you drop some of that knowledge, people will look and go, he knows things.
That's right.
Or she knows things. So,
things.
so our drunken fact teaser headline for today. This is just to keep you listening until we get to it. Look up, you pig. Hey, if Trump can call reporters pigs, I can do a teaser headline like that, right? You're a terrible ukulele player. Have I mentioned that? You're terrible. You're terrible. It's fake ukulele. Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
liked him on the airplane with the he was the curtain. He was kind of behind the curtain.
Was this Steve Martin used to do? Sorry, I lost my mind for a moment. Let's do the Drinking News teaser headline. Drinking News is the segment we do here on the show where we bring you a story from the news, and we enjoy bringing these to you. They're always, but not. They're often, but not always about drinking, and they're often, but not always originating in Florida.
And they're true because we found them on the internet.
That's right. But we do our best to verify that these actually happened, by
Yes,
the way.
yes, yes.
These are not parody stories. But our Drinking News teaser headline today is Scratch Your Way to Riches. It's a new self-help program I'm releasing on audio cassette. You get a little book with a bunch of audio cassettes in it, and it's like
Just a bunch of scratch-off stickers.
You remember there was a really popular one for a while called Think and Grow Rich. You remember? You've heard of that, right?
Yes.
Well, mine is Scratch and Grow Rich.
Scratch and grow.
Yeah,
I like
scratch
that.
and grow rich.
It
Yeah,
sounds
so-
very practical.
Yeah, and
And
I'm
like
already
lottery tickets are involved.
I already do a lot of scratching, so it works out for me. So looking forward to getting to those. I want to tell you also about a cigar I had a chance to smoke this week. And I will admit right off the bat, I don't know a whole lot about this week's cigar. It was a gift. It came in a glass tube, and the cigar band had one number, 1835, and one word, Texas. So I did some research, which means I went onto the internet and asked AI. And it's the PDR 1835 Texas Edition Rachel's Habano Double Magnum. That's what I smoked this week. And these cigars are apparently a custom line for retailers like Specs here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Total Wine has a line of these too. And they're made by PDR, which, by the way, stands for Pinar del Rio, which is Spanish for Pinar the Rio.
That's right.
And
Of Rio, actually.
Of Rio,
Oh,
yes.
wow. Okay,
PDR, by the way, makes some very, very fine cigars, so I was excited about that. I took this baby out of its tube. It was a clear tubo. And,
Now, is this a infused cigar?
well, I didn't know for sure
Okay.
until I opened it, but it was not. I was actually happy about that because although I do like infused cigars from time to time, I wasn't in the mood for one at that time, so I took the baby out of the tube and checked it out. I don't know about the filler tobacco in this one, but I do know it has a Habano leaf wrapper. The pre-light aromas were grassy and herbal with a hint of underlying pepper. Cold draw gave me notes of barnyard and rich earth. I lit it up and right away noticed a copious amount of smoke, which often is a very good sign with a cigar. Cigars that only produce a little bit of smoke, you have a tendency to only get a little bit of flavor when you draw on them. So the initial flavors, though, were a little flat. I got some nuttiness, which was nice, some pepper on the finish, which would be consistent with the spice of a Habano wrapper. And the biggest note was just a very straightforward tobacco note, not as rich or deep as I was hoping, but almost more like cigarette tobacco. It was a little bit off-putting, but I kept going. And I'm glad I did. The cigar developed some richness as it smoked, but what it also developed was a very uneven burn. I'm not sure whether it would have evened itself out in time or not, because I hit it with a lighter to try to bring it back in line, and so far, so good. Second, third opened up a little bit in terms of flavor. I was able to pick up cedar and black coffee, and the nuttiness and pepper remained. Smoke output continued to be a big thing, and the draw was just right, at least it was for me. Construction seemed better, but overall wound up not being a problem, and the burn seemed a little cranky, but for the most part it stayed in line. The ash held on nicely until I tapped it off at about 1.5 inches. Final third was not too different from what had come before. It did develop a little bit of creaminess, but the primary notes continued to be cedar, coffee, basic tobacco, and pepper. Overall, the strength was medium. Overall smoke time was about 1.5 hours. I enjoyed the PDR 1835 Texas Edition Rachel's Habano cigar, but it was kind of a basic smoke. Sometimes that's fine, but this cigar struck me as one I'd be more likely to smoke when I was like driving with the top down. You know, it doesn't make sense to smoke something really rich and complex when you got the wind whipping around you on the interstate. So I usually have something a little more basic and straightforward in that situation. And that's kind of what the PDR 1835 Texas Edition struck me as. And here's the thing. The kind of cigars I tend to take with me for top-down drives are generally ones I pick up for, let's say, under $6. And the PDR 1835 Texas Edition Rachel's Habano sells for $10. Now, these days, that's not an outrageous price for a really, really good smoke, but this one was good without the really. So I enjoyed it for what it was, but price to quality, a 4.5. So
Those of you just joining us don't know the price to quality scale. It's a scale of 1 to 10. You get a 5, you get exactly what you pay for.
yeah, so I felt like this underperformed just a little bit for a $10 price point. This was a $6 cigar. I'm all about it. So even though it's not like the most complex or interesting thing I've had, but not bad. Sometimes you need that, like when you're driving with the top down. Which the whole reason I spent extra money to buy a convertible was so I could drive with the top down and smoke. And it has been
Driving around topless.
a good investment for me. Yeah.
Yes.
And nobody wants to see that. We got to take a break. We will be back. It's beer time. We're going to get into some of this ale that I'm excited, the amber ale. I'm excited for Ian to try, even though he's already tried it. The all malt classic American Amber Lager. We'll try that next on Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars.
Love those
and
things.
before we get into the drunken fact, which we're going to do here, we're also going to do a little beer tasting. I just wanted to mention Ian had off the show, or maybe it was on. I don't remember.
No, it was off the show.
Complimented my my hoodie.
I love that hoodie.
And I just wanted to tell you about this because we don't do a lot of stuff with charities here on the show. Except for Cigars for Warriors, which we've supported in a very big way. But one of my favorite things in the world is a charity and YouTube organization called We Rate Dogs.
Yes.
And they not only put out great videos every week of their top 10 dogs of the week, and they're always awesome, and they make me so happy, but all of their merch that they sell, the proceeds go, every bit of them, once they cover their costs, goes to support animals in need of medical attention.
Yes.
So let's say there's strays or somebody like at the at the pound or at an adoption center, and they're in need of, back surgery or like some of these crazy things that can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. So the guys at We Rate Dogs sell these things, and it says, "Tell your dog I said hi." And on the back here, it says, you can't see it on the show, but it says, "This hoodie saves dogs." All of the proceeds go to pay for like surgeries and medical things for dogs that need it. And as a dog lover, and I don't have a dog right now, my last dog passed, about a year ago.
She was so sweet.
She was great, and just we do this in her honor. My wife bought me this, but I was almost as thrilled to know that the dogs were being helped as I was to get this super cool purple hoodie. So
That's good.
I wanted to wear that, and I just wanted to tell you, if this strikes a chord with you, and we are not affiliated with them in any way, but if this strikes a chord with you, go to We Rate Dogs on the internet, and you can find out how to buy some of this stuff, and you get something, and they do something with the money, which I think is just like the coolest thing ever.
And they have some affiliates too that, like, if you buy from those affiliates, they kick back some money. too.
Which is awesome.
So
And
yeah,
I
they have a whole system set up. It's really nice.
I love everything they're about because, I love dogs. And I will say it's been about a year since Gracie, my greyhound, passed. And this has been a year of me hoping every time I get on the elevator in my building that someone's coming back from walking their dog so I can pet their dog. That's just a thing. I love it. Our drunken fact for today, let's get to this. Terry, if you want to bring us in with your ever so echoey intro.
And now it's time for another Smoking and Toasting Drunken Fact.
Epic.
As much as I love the fanfare, I also love Terry sounding kind of godlike in the intro. It's absolutely good. Drunken fact is something you can share at your next party when people are starting to get a little toasty, and you can drop some knowledge and come off like a person who knows things. These are true facts, by the way. We know they are true because we find them on the internet.
Yes.
Absolutely. So our drunken fact for today: it is impossible for a pig to look up at the sky. It is all due to the anatomy of their neck muscles and spine. No pig has ever seen the sky.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Doesn't this seem like a whole new plot for like Charlotte's Web?
Yes.
Right?
Right? I want to see the sky, Charlotte. Can you help me?
No pig has ever seen that the sky was falling.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's always been. So there you go.
What if they lay on their back?
I don't know. I think they're still looking like
Still looking
horizontally.
back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they can move
They
side to
just
side,
can't
but
look
they
to the
can't.
side.
They can't. Yeah, right. Their neck
Wow.
muscles and spine will not allow them to look up.
Wow.
So if you're ever like conducting a bombing raid on pigs, they will be completely unsuspecting.
You have no idea what's going on.
It's something you can know.
Thank you for that, Terry.
Thank you. I don't know what you're going to do
Your
with
timing is getting very, very well.
I don't know what you're going to do with that fact, but it will make you sound very knowledgeable at your next.
Oh, no, that's yours.
Oh, that's mine?
That one's yours.
Oh.
I've
Well,
got
why
one,
does-
I think, here.
Why does Ian have two beers over there by him?
Oh,
then?
because this is the Jabberwocky that I poured into a cup.
Oh,
Just because
I
I
gotcha.
like it a little more open and actually a little warmer.
Okay, well, you got that. So the beer that Ian has poured, our first one here, comes from Equal Parts Brewing. They are in the Heights area of Houston. And a lot of breweries in the Heights, a lot of very, very good ones, too. This is their all-malt classic American Amber Lager. And since on the show, I'm kind of the hop guy. Ian's kind of the malt guy. So when I got this, I was like, "Oh, Ian's going to love this." And then I find out, yeah, he's had it in his refrigerator.
No,
since
I have wrecked
1905.
many 6-packs of this. There's a few places in town that have it on tap.
And I bet this is great on
so
tap.
good. It's so good. I mean, if you haven't tried this, first off, Equal Parts
Yeah,
has great beers. Their lager beer.
they do. Yeah.
Their lager beer is one of the best of its style that I've ever tried. And if you go to the brewery, they do it as a slow pour. Now, this is a very specific process.
Very cool.
So
So,
what
it's kind
you
of like
do-
a Guinnessy thing in terms of the pour, right?
Well, it definitely changes a little bit of the character of the beer, and it's worth the wait. So what you have to do is you have to order a beer to drink while you're waiting for your
I was
beer.
going to say, I'm very impatient, so I would order a beer.
No,
and
you
then
have to
go,
order a beer to
pour
drink. So
me a
if
slow
like me and my
pour.
wife go up there, if I'm getting a slow pour, or if we're both getting a slow pour, then I have to order 4 beers. Right? 2 for now.
How long does it take to pour this? beer?
About 2/3 of your beer,
It's a good
Your
marketing
slow
strategy
pour will come
if you
on.
think about it. So, all right,
and
so,
it's worth the wait. It's so good.
so
Are they
this
just
one.
sitting there with the thing, just barely opening it up just a little bit.
Well,
There's a process. Look it up. Slow pour.
Okay.
Process. There's a process for it.
I don't know how rapidly you poured this one, but it is like bursting with flavor.
It is all malt, buddy.
It's all malt, and that's why it's called All Malt Classic.
All malt.
But you know, when you think of malt, sometimes you think
There's just enough hop on the tail end of this to give that malt a crisp and sweet finish.
So if you're a person that has had malt liquor before, and you like love it on the first taste, but then you don't love it so much once you like have swallowed and the malt liquor kind of makes you want to burp, this is a remedy for that because you can get that delicious maltiness
Super malt right up front.
without it finishing like, oh my God, I hope no one's standing close as I burp.
Speaking of which, and I'll bring it next time we're on, Eureka Heights put out a beer called Old Bunny.
Old Bunny. Now, Buckle Bunny's their best seller.
Yes, this is
their
a
cream
malt
ale.
liquor based on their Buckle Bunny.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll
As far
be
as I can
interesting.
tell.
Last time we did a malt liquor show, you bought all the malt liquor, which I appreciated, but then I was cursing you for days because of the
I
burps.
brought you so many beers, and you still like cursed me for it.
I know. It's because of the burps. It was because of the burps that I cursed you. Those are
Dude,
not.
nothing's worse than when like way back in the day I decided, oh, I like vodka and Red Bull. Dude, the belches the next day are the absolute worst.
They're absolute killer burps.
It's actually not because the belches taste that bad. It's because the belches haven't changed their flavor, and that's even worse.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm not burping or belching with this, but this is absolutely delicious.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
It's just at equal parts. These guys know what they're doing over there. I'm amazed. I got a chance to.
And this is coming in 4.8, so just under 5%. So crushable, fantastic. And I love the absolute 70s looking classic can they have here.
I was invited to a wedding. Our friend Abby Heim, who is with Great Heights.
Great Heights, yes.
Great Heights Brewery, another great brewery in the Heights. She got married recently. I got invited.
Congratulations, her.
Our friend Jim Heim, of course, is her father, and so at her party, at her wedding reception, the head brewer for Equal Parts was there, and I found myself like kind of sidling up to him, asking like brewing questions, and he was looking at me like, who did they invite to this wedding?
Who is this guy?
I'm just here trying to like help Abby, celebrate Abby getting married, and it was a beautiful ceremony, and they had fruity pellets available at the bar. So
Fruity pellets is so good.
I was quite the happy camper. But
That's going to
Equal
go
Parts-
on like as a legendary Houston area beer, kind of like Buried Hatchet, and kind of
Yes.
like lager beer, like St. Arnold. And their Christmas ale,
Yes. Oh, enjoyed some Christmas ale this week too. But I
Yes.
got to tell you, Ian, this is absolutely delicious, and I can see why you have this in your fridge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This just makes me think of you and think warm Christmassy thoughts.
Merry Christmas,
yeah,
my friend.
Absolutely. And by the way, we exchanged holiday gifts here earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, do you want to show yours off? I have one of these. It was given to me as a gift, and I thought this would be a perfect gift for Ian.
This is beautiful. I absolutely love this.
It's a very cool idea for, I know Christmas is past, but if you have somebody on your list next year that's a cigar aficionado, and you want to get them something cool, comes with
Everything I just threw on that chair fell to the floor.
a lot of packaging. but this is awesome because, for a gift for the cigar smoker who has everything, they might not have one of these. It's a like a shadow box type thing. It says, been there, smoked that. They customize it with Ian's Cigar Lounge. I got this on the internet.
Now, look, on the top,
yeah,
there's a hole.
That's where you drop the cigar bands into. So
you
as
just
you
fill
go,
this
you
up.
fill it up with cigar bands from what you've smoked. And, for most people, that can take about a year. For me, it took 2 weeks.
It's brilliant. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Hope our insurance coverage people are not listening to the show this week. We have a lot of lists on the show today because the year-end lists are beginning to come out. So I wanted to actually start with this one because I think this one might be one of the most interesting ones of the whole batch.
Is this a list of the best lists?
Yes. That reminds me of when I worked for Nationwide Broadcasting. They were really big on forms, and they called us in and had a meeting and said, all right, we've put all these trays down lining the hallway that have the forms if you need to request something, if you need to request, resources or people for your department or whatever. And then they said, and I swear to God this is true, if there is something you need and we do not have a form for that, the last little folder holder there is where we have stored the form request forms. So you can fill out the form request form, and we will make a form for the thing you need.
Somebody
for.
was so proud of coming up with the idea
they were. And I
for
was
a form request form.
I sat there and thought in the meeting, and I thought, my life is over. This is done. We are at the end of the journey.
You start reflecting on life decisions that led you to this moment.
What led me here? Cask strength bourbon is bourbon at its rawest and most natural state. There is no dilution to proof down the spirit prior to bottling, which results in powerful uncut juice. Sometimes the ABVs can be as high as 50 to 75%. Alcohol contents obviously give these bourbons a big fiery punch, but it also intensifies the flavors and sometimes makes the notes even more complex. So, according to bartenders, in a new survey from VinePair, which is a great website online, these are the most underrated cask strength bourbons. And one of the cool things about being underrated is that often they are less pricey.
After these bartenders had rated it, they found that all these were now rated, not underrated.
Yeah, that's right. It's a rated
but
list.
not yet overrated.
It's a rated list of the most underrated bourbons. But here's what they picked. I want to see what you think of this. Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
Wild Turkey Rare Breed is fantastic.
Yeah, so they say it's underrated.
Yeah.
Barrel Craft Spirits 6-year cask strength.
So Barrel makes so many different expressions that I probably haven't tried that one, but if it has barrel on it, it's going to be pretty good.
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Kentucky Straight Bourbon.
100%.
Yeah. Is that the one that you gave Terry for his
No, the
holiday?
one I gave Terry is the barrel pick from Specs.
Okay, yeah. Which I imagine is also pretty awesome.
It's going to be overproof too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the barrel proof Elijah Craig is one of those allocated bottles that they're not impossible to find, but they're not all that easy all the time.
Now, I wasn't familiar with this one. Long Island Spirits Rough Rider, the Old Lion.
idea.
I love the name, but I'm not familiar with that. So there's one to keep an eye out for and look for. Middle West Spirits, Cask Strength, Michelone Reserve, Straight Wheated Bourbon. I'm
know
not
anything
familiar
about
with
that.
that one. But I do know this one, Maker's Mark Cask Strength Bourbon. Have about that much of one of those left in my bar, and it's quite
It's hard to
good.
go wrong with anything Maker's Mark.
Even their basic bourbon is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And if you graduate to the 46,
I have a friend of mine. I just bought a bottle of Maker's for him, and I was going to get him the Maker's 46. But then my wife saw that they had a Maker's Mark with the Astros logo on it. Like so they had, and somehow that makes it taste a little better.
It does. It absolutely does.
It does.
I'm
Yeah.
with
I
you.
know it's just a different label, but it's a little better because
That's
it says Astros.
Milam and Green, unabridged, Volume 4.
Milam and Green is so good.
Old Forester 1920 Prohibition.
We had that on the show.
Yes, we did.
Real good.
And I remember it was wonderful. Green River Full Proof Bourbon
Don't know it.
is on the list.
I've heard of it, but I don't know
And
it.
finally, Still Austin Cask
Oh,
Strength.
come on. Still Austin?
I don't know
what the
how,
heck?
Honestly, I don't know how Still Austin does it.
Amazing.
I really don't, because so much of their whiskey is still fairly young.
I want to say I
and
have
it
that.
does not drink that way.
I want to say
It's
I have that
unbelievable.
at home. That
Yeah.
was one of the ones I ended up off with was something like
Yeah,
that. It
you
was
may
a
have
cast-
because
cast strength.
we had their rep on the lady that's the master distiller. She picks out a bottle every month, and she does a monthly bottle pick, and they sell it only at the distillery, and it is outrageous every single time.
Sean Fitzmars, who's the owner of Reserve 101 here in Houston, is quoted in this VinePair article as saying, "Still Austin stands on the shoulders of many Texas underrated giants. I'm shocked at how well Still Austin Cask Strength Bourbon carries itself at such a young age." And that is
it's
totally
unbelievable.
what Still Austin's
Like there's
about.
strange alien voodoo in there.
It really is. So try it. All right, we got to take a break. We will come back, more tasting on the way, and we're only cracking the surface of the big year-end lists. So we'll come back to more of those next. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Just want to recognize a couple of the people behind the scenes here at our show, people who work for the company where we do this in-studio thing. And Richard Gerlovich and Chris Zaharis have been working on kind of like redoing the studio here, and they're doing a lovely job. I have noticed that it even makes Ian look better on camera.
I'm uncomfortable because I can actually see Terry now.
Yeah, we have to look at each other now for the entire show.
You had monitors in your way
Yes.
before,
We had,
right?
yes, we had a barrier between us for years.
Yes.
Yeah, and what I told
And now it's been cleared away, and I must face him.
Yeah, and what I told Terry that he didn't know because the monitors were blocking his view is how often you give him the finger during the program. So, but
right.
as long as you didn't have the camera on you, he didn't know.
See,
So, lot of great end of the year top lists are coming out, and since we are doing an IPA in this segment, I thought we'd just explore Esquire Magazine's list of the best IPAs of 2025. This is interesting. I might have guessed this, but I didn't know it for sure to be true. More than half of all craft beer brewed today are IPAs. This explains.
Well, I
by
can
the
tell
way-
you that. Try swimming through all the IPAs to find a decent beer in any
but do you know?
at any brewery.
But do you know how great it is when you go to a brewery and you look up and there's all these IPAs on the list? You're like, I'm
happy.
I'm gonna be here for a while. You know, I'm gonna be here for a while.
Man,
So-
trying to find a beer that's not an IPA especially the breweries that are just like they just show up and they're like, we'll sell this, and that's all they ever make.
Yeah. So some places make great IPAs and some places just make IPAs.
Well, you
but I
know
get
what's
it.
a great IPA? Mm-hmm. That West Coast Ghost right
Okay,
there.
so this is what you brought in just for kind of like our show beer today.
Well, I brought
And
it
it's
because
delicious.
I bought a 4-pack, and I know you were going to like it. And we don't have a show. We're not going to have a show for a little bit because we pre-recorded a couple of these. Mm-hmm. But I figured that I wanted to get this one in, and boy, is it good!
Yeah, this is kind of like an after Christmas treat right here.
The nose on this, I mentioned it like during the break. The nose on this smells like a number 2 pencil shaving, and a pine forest. It smells so good.
So the styles of IPA, according to this Esquire magazine article, session IPA, which is big hops but lighter beers. English IPA,
Sepa.
which, although it doesn't get much credit today, was about 200 years ahead of the IPA boom. English IPAs are hoppy and also are the maltiest of the whole crowd. You
I
actually
like those
taste
when you can find them.
biscuit and
That's
caramel.
not a
malts.
New England
Yeah.
IPA. That's
No.
a different thing.
No. Then there's American
NEPA,
IPA,
if you will.
which is kind of the modern template for hoppy beer. West Coast IPA, which is this is a West Coast Ghost that we're drinking. And then I have a feeling this Celebration Ale may be kind of in that vein, too.
In the West
because
Coast, yeah.
Sierra Nevada is a West Coast-based company. But after West Coast came the Hazies. The Hazies revolutionized the IPA space. It was initially a sign of a minimally filtered, extra tasty IPA from some emerging craft brewers, but it grew to represent the juicier, thicker, more fruit salad forward IPAs.
Read to the insight. Somebody was lazy about filtering.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? Still tastes good.
And it totally worked.
Yeah, it's
There-
just fantastic.
yeah,
I
if I
actually prefer
didn't do
hazies
that.
most of the time.
There's the double IPA, which, although it's not actually double the strength, it is potentially double the hops, and the double IPA runs about 8 or 9%.
Weirdly enough, the
ABV.
double IPA is a lot of times less pine coney.
Yes, that's right. And then there's the triple IPA, above 10% ABV. The malt sweetness reemerges, they say, to contend with the hops. It can be bittersweet as the bitter flour and barley compete for your tongue's attention, but this alcohol stamps its presence on the flavor. And then there's black IPA.
Think Dogfish Head 120 minute.
Yeah, and then there's black IPA, which I absolutely love. I love black IPAs.
I'm on the fence about black IPAs. Some of them I really like. Some of them are a little too bitter and astringent.
Are they just that? Is that a black beer? Like,
Right,
is it like a really dark beer?
It's like a dark beer, black, like a coffee black is
Yeah.
what they generally look like,
Okay.
and they are. I think they're delicious, but it just depends which ones you're having, I guess, as to the balance.
That sounds interesting because
in comes the problem with IPA. I love a good IPA. The problem is a lot of them are not good. A lot of them are not balanced. A lot of people are putting out IPAs just going, well, we have to have that so we can sell it.
Well, let's talk about some of the good ones. The best IPAs of 2025, according to Esquire magazine and their group of writers and bartenders. The first one on the list is from Other Half, the Other Half Forever Ever IPA. Forever ever? Yeah. Okay, we went the same place. I love that. You won't find the word session on the label, they say, but at 4.7% with massive tropical fruit character. Other Half Forever IPA is the finest session out there today. Finest session IPA. Then
Can I give an honorable mention to Founders on that?
All Day IPA from Founders, absolutely. Heady Topper makes the list.
Heady Topper's a good.
This is
good
from The Alchemist in Vermont.
Yeah.
It's a legend that's often credited with kicking off the hazy trend more than 2 decades ago and remains a holy grail beer. They say. So one that people are always looking for. Then there is Bayside IPA. I'm not familiar with this one. It's a West Coast and newer release. Oregon is the home of Breakside, and they say that embodies modern West Coast IPA. It's got a light body. It drinks like a crisp Pilsner, but it's big on hops and bitterness. And then, okay, so I've only had this beer once. You brought it in, and it was a little post-peak, and it was still pretty good.
Yeah,
but you
agreed.
could tell it wasn't quite as good as it should be. And it's Russian River's Pliny the Elder,
Yeah.
godfather of
I've
double
only had it
IPAs.
that one time.
From Lawson's Brewing Company, or Lawson's Finest Liquids is the name of the company. There's Sip of Sunshine IPA. Bold and tropical, yet dangerously drinkable. There's Great Lakes Commodore Perry IPA from Great Lakes Brewing. Sierra Nevada Torpedo.
We've had that on the show.
Extra IPA. Yep, absolutely. Hop Butcher for the World's Done, Done, Done. I have not had that, but I really want it.
We've had Hop Butcher on,
Yep.
haven't we?
Creature Comforts Tropicalia. We have had that beer on. It's been a while. And those round out the list. Now, you have poured one that we want to get to real quick before the break. It is the Celebration Fresh Hop IPA from Sierra Nevada, which I believe they do every year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know whether
I love the color of that can.
Mm-hmm.
It's red, but it's
Yes.
kind of an off red, but it's not rusty even. It's
I
kind of-
like the actual can itself. It
thing,
just
yeah.
looks homey and cozy.
Love the color of the beer, too. It almost looks like a red ale, and it is delicious, but boy, is it bitter.
It's funny that you said red ale right as I took a sip because it tastes like a red ale with more hop, and I really like it.
It really...
It's malty,
It really works going down.
It's
though.
malty up front, but still finishes with a good hop bitter, but not with an obnoxious hop bitter.
This is some beer, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
like it.
This is fabulous. Sierra Nevada doesn't misstep often, and this is certainly an example of when they were right in step.
I love
Very, very
the
good stuff.
flavor it leaves on the lips. It leaves this kind of bitter,
Wonderful hop bitterness, yeah.
hoppy thing on the lips.
Reminds me a little of an ESB, actually, just the way the bitter hits the tongue. All right, we got to take a break. Hour 2 is coming up on Smoking and Toasting. Thank you for joining us and being here, and we will be right back. Drinking News coming up in Hour 2. Hey, welcome back. It's Hour 2 of Smoking and Toasting, heard on great radio stations all over the United States, and, of course, heard on all the major podcast platforms, as well as YouTube, where, if you're watching, you can see the glory of Ian in all of his full camera-friendly happening glory.
That's right.
As he opens a bottle of rum. We are about to try some Macoris Gran Reserva blend rum. It is our spirit for the show today, and Ian's pouring it in some very fancy-looking Glencairn type glasses. So
Stemmed Glencairns.
we'll get to that in just a moment. There's been so much going on in the lists category. And Whiskey Advocate, which is the sister publication to Cigar Aficionado, which will make some of you think, "Oh, awesome," and some of you think, "Ooh." But it depends on your opinion of that whole thing. But they've done their whiskey list of the year, and I just want to give you the top 20, if I could. Some of these I have not heard of, Ian. You'll have to tell me if you have.
All right.
And then some of them are kind of like, obviously, okay, I can understand why that's on the list. At number 20 is one of the ones I do not know. It is the Locklear Fallow Edition, third crop. It's a lowland single malt scotch. It's a $75 bottle, and it comes in at number 20.
I've seen the name Locklear, but I haven't. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. At number 19 is Ichiro's Malt and Grain 111 proof, a world whiskey from Japan. It is a $90 bottle.
Haven't seen that.
At number 18 is Drumshambo, which all I can think of is Rochambeau.
Drumshambo is quite good. And there's
Drumshambo-
quite a few expressions of Drumshambo.
this is the Marsala cask, and it's an $80 bottle, and they were quite high on it. It came in at number 18 on the list.
Drumshambo is quite good.
you for it. I'll kick you in the nuts.
Lux Rose Small Batch PX Sherry Cask Finished is number 17.
Don't know it.
I'm not familiar with it either. How about Stranahan's 12-year Mountain Angel Port Wine Cask Aged?
Was up at
It's a $100 bottle.
Reserve 101, and one of the guys up there turned me on to Stranahan's before I'd ever even heard of it. That was a few years back, but
In case you are thinking that Yellowstone whiskey was just something, to like cash in on the popularity of the show of the same name, their 2023 release of the 10-year-old limited edition, $100 bottle, comes in at number 15 on the list. So you got to think about how many whiskeys come out every year. So to even make the list means you did something right, or you bought enough advertising. Whiskey Advocate, one of the two. I'm not saying that's how you get there. I'm just saying one of those two is likely to be the thing. Middle West Cask Strength batch number 1, a wheat whiskey at $70, is at number 14. Cedar Ridge, the quintessential special release number 5, Cask Strength, comes in at number 13.
had heard of Cedar Ridge, but I hadn't tried it.
Cedar Ridge is a $100 bottle. So I think you probably noticed most of these bottles are hovering between the $75 and $100 per bottle range, which I guess makes some sense. Glendronach, the Masters Anthology Ode to the Embers, Sherry and Smoke, comes in at number 12.
I will tell you that if I ever saw that, I would have bought it.
Yeah, it is a...
Because Glendronach is outrageous, and that sounds amazing.
It's a $91 bottle.
Yeah,
but,
I would have bought that.
Probably worth it, I would guess. Bardstown Bourbon Company Collaborative Series, Ferran 2 Cognac Cask Finished. Their 2025 release. It's a $140 blend of straight whiskeys, and it comes in at number 11 on the list. So obviously,
how come Docs hasn't brought that?
obviously, yeah, I would love for. Well, that's not actually his property. They just finish it in the Ferron barrels. So, but maybe he could get his hands on some for us. Port Charlotte 18-year-old, the 2023 release, a single malt, $200 at number 10. So that's the most expensive one on the list so far. And then we get to the Torabag Legacy Series, Sound of Sleet. Torabag, Torabhaig. Are you familiar with this?
Don't know that
whiskey
one,
at
no.
all? Yeah, it's an Isle of Skye.
It looks
single
crazy
malt
beautiful,
from
though.
Scotland, and it is a $60 bottle.
I like
So-
how the green label on it kind of lends a greenish cast to the
A relatively
very, very straw-colored liquor.
and relatively inexpensive considering what the price is of the
$60,
others
yeah.
on the list. So, and then at $103 and number 8 on the list, the Rampur Barrel Blush. It is, as the name kind of sounds, an Indian single malt from India.
Now, I had the Rangpur before, but I haven't had that one.
Okay, how was the one that you had?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice.
At number 7 is a bottle I have sitting at home unopened, so I may have to bring this in to the show soon because it was number 7 on the Whiskey Advocate list. It's the Sagamore Spirit 10-year-old Reserve Series Batch 1A. I think mine's a Batch 1A, but I've got a Sagamore Rye for
I
sure.
have a third of a bottle of that at home.
It's an $80 bottle, so yeah.
My wife loves rye, and
Yeah,
when we
you
got
mentioned
that,
yeah.
she just brutalized it.
At $70 and number 6 is Jefferson's Reserve Limited Edition Cask Strength.
Yes.
Jefferson's Reserve is
Jefferson's
wonderful.
Reserve is hard to go wrong with.
Rated a 95 out of 100, and at number 5 on the list at $165 per bottle, the Compass Box Flaming Heart 25th Anniversary Edition.
Compass Box, so good.
Are you familiar with Compass Box? Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not. This is not something
Compass
I've
Box,
tried.
so good. I'm not familiar with that exact one, but that Compass Box is always good.
That's the name of the brand?
Compass Box. Yeah, Compass Box.
Interesting.
At number 4, New Riff Bottled in Bond Balboa Rye, the 2025 release. It's a $55 whiskey.
I haven't
Cheapest
had
one on the list
I
so
haven't
far.
had that one, but I've had quite a few of the New Riff stuff, and I will tell you, New Riff is crushing it.
And it makes me think of Tricky. New configuration, new riff, and new structure. That's a Tricky lyric line from one of my favorite Tricky songs. But I am really weird.
It's tricky
and like-
to rock a rhyme.
It
right
is tricky.
on time. It's
It
tricky.
is tricky. In fact, it is tricky.
Ian's not teaching too many tricky songs, I
Yeah,
guess, in
yeah.
guitar lessons.
But he will definitely go back and do the Run DMC stuff.
Absolutely, yes.
Which is really awesome.
Yes.
At number 3 on the list, Maker's Mark Cellar Aged. It's the 2025 release. It is a $175 bottle of bourbon.
That's out
Now,
of the price point I'm usually shopping in, but
Yeah,
man, that's Makers.
Well, that's Maker's.
on.
I have some Maker's special releases.
Yeah.
And all of them are outstanding. All of them are.
You know what's funny is a
Actually, a
lot of
fairly
their
high proof,
the
yeah.
releases are not that expensive either.
Yeah. Well,
They're quite good. They're a little bit more than a regular Makers, but they're usually in the $50 to $70
In
range.
fact, I saw an aisle end display when I was at Specs last week, and it was like all these special makers. And I'm like, this is an aisle end display. You know, usually the aisle end displays are going to be like Jack Daniel's Old Number 7, you know,
Right.
or something like very like common. I was like,
Mundane,
wow,
yeah.
this is like a thing. At number 2 on the list, Oban 15-year Oloroso and Palo Cordato cask finished, cask strength. It is
I
a
have-
$150 bottle.
I have
Oban
one
15.
thing to say about that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh yeah. So you're familiar with this?
Yes,
Oban?
Oban.
So I've had
Oh,
Oban, but I don't know if I've had this particular expression.
The Oloroso cask is so good.
Yeah. That was number 2 on the list.
Oh, I know that bottle.
At number 1, Elijah Craig, 12-year, 3-month-old barrel-proof batch A 925. Does
like,
that
how
seem
can-
whiskey geek enough for
Very
you?
specific.
See, like Elijah Craig is a simple equation. See Elijah Craig equals buy whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Elijah Craig is so good.
I haven't read the descriptions on all these, but I do want to read this one to you. It says, David Fleming wrote this. This is a rye. And he says, at Heaven Hill, and indeed across the modern Kentucky whiskey landscape. Rye has taken a backseat to bourbon. Heavens Hill Elijah Craig, which debuted with a bourbon in 1986, didn't add a rye until more than 3 decades later. And it wasn't until this past September that Elijah Craig's barrel-proof expression finally got a rye sibling. Now in its first year on the market, Elijah Craig barrel-proof rye is the Whiskey Advocate 2025 Whiskey of the Year. And it's not cheap, but it's not overpriced. It's a $75 bottle. So you can go for this if you want to splurge a little and not put yourself in debt, but still get something really special that you want to
First off, Elijah Craig gets overlooked a lot, I think, because you can almost always find it. You can't always find the full proof, okay? So that one's that's allocated, but there's a few Elijah Craig expressions that you can always find. And every once in a while you find a good barrel pick like the one I gave you for Christmas over there. They're outrageous. It's hard to go wrong with Elijah Craig at all.
I am very curious, guys, as to what you think of this rum that Ian poured that I brought in this week. This is a Macoris, San Pedro Macoris Ron, and that dude is all over the rum industry. But it's their Gran Reserva blend, Cellars rum, and I'm just curious what you think of this, Ian.
Well, I was thinking about it.
You were thinking, obviously, very contemplatively.
I had done some research while you were gabbing away over there.
I think he had to refill his research. I'm not sure.
And I'm about to. So this right here, you know what I noticed is I didn't realize that I was drinking so much of it.
Really?
I was just sip after sip, and I was like, man, that taste in my mouth is so good. This is not your standard rum flavor. This has a little bit of the classic spiced rum that happens in the aftertaste, and especially on the retro hail. But right up front, it's round. It's cane sugar.
Yeah, you definitely
it's molasses. It's
you definitely get the molasses and the caramel.
And then the oak that finishes it, and it doesn't finish sticky. It doesn't finish with that sticky sweetness that you get a lot of times with rum. It finishes with almost a bourbon-esque kiss of heat and bitter. It's really, really outrageously good.
Yeah. Terry, your thoughts?
No, I agree. It is very good. I enjoy this because it is a little slightly different than your usual rum that you would get. It is very good.
So, guys, you ready for me to blow your mind? I love doing this. This is...
Tell me this is like $25
of all of the things that I enjoy about this show, finding something that is at a reasonable price point just makes me so happy.
It's delicious. The oak finish on this is so dry and astringent. I love it.
Guys, San Pedro Macoris Ron Cellars Gran Reserva Blend Rum. This bottle I'm holding up to the camera right here, $18 freaking at Specs.
Mic drop.
Yeah. So every now and then, because often when I'm buying spirits for the show, I try to go. If it's tequila, I'm almost always going to go for the añejo. Yeah. It's generally a better sipping tequila. It's an example of what the distillery can do. If it's rums, generally I'm looking for something probably in the $30 to $50 range. Or even more on occasion to get something really special. I bought this thinking, okay, let's see what an $18 rum can do.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah. I will say, it's a little bit thinner.
It's a little thin, and it's a little unrefined, but it is great flavor. And the oakiness that it leaves you with.
Totally make up for it.
The oakiness that it leaves you with. The heat's a little fast. That's one of the things I was going to comment on is how the heat is very bourbon-esque and kind of quick coming back. But, man, what? $18?
That's the cash price at Specs. You can pay like $23 if you get it with a credit card.
Madness.
But $18 or $18.99 maybe. But still, I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite things to do on the show, whether it's cigars or spirits. Find something that is an amazing quality at the price level that it is. And so this is why I was so excited
to
bring
finding
this.
old granddad bonded again.
Yes, right. It's why I was so excited.
Thank you, Josh, by the way.
To bring, you
He's the one who introduced me to that.
You're thanking Josh on the show.
Huh?
You're thanking Josh on the show.
Yes.
Okay, well, all right. I might thank Christopher Hart. He's introduced me to a few wonderful, amazing whiskeys, which I cannot find or buy freaking anywhere.
You know what he introduced me to that I buy to this day?
Yeah?
And you can find is
Yeah?
the 8-year bourbon from George Dickel.
Oh, I like George Dickel.
To this day, that is one of my go-to bourbons.
All right, so...
I've been watching Bad Santa and lots of old granddad in that.
Lots of old granddad. Yeah, and it is always interesting because if you watch like Ray Donovan, it's all Michters. Yeah. We realize this is
Paying
product
for those
placement,
spots.
but it still excites me when I go, "Ooh, they're having Michters! Awesome, yeah." And Landman, it's still like freaking, beer from Michelob Ultra. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. We will be right back at Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Speaking of craft beer, I just wanted to mention, we've been following fairly closely the fate of Anchor Brewing Company out of San Francisco because they basically went out of business, closed, then they were purchased, reopened on some level, but some of the latest reporting was that after 128 years of calling San Francisco home, think about that, a craft brewery, 128 years
That's pretty wild.
operational
Wow.
in San Francisco. It helped launch the entire American craft beer reunion. The reports were that it's leaving the city from where it all began, that they're not going to reopen the San Francisco area under the new ownership. However, an update as of the 5th of December is that since the publication of this article on AmericanCraftBeer.com, they've been in conversations with the San Francisco Standard, who reached out to the team at Anchor Brewing and was informed that there is still plans for Anchor Brewing to maintain a physical presence in San Francisco.
San Francisco Standard being a newspaper?
Yes, and
A newspaper is going to save something these days? I'm sorry.
yeah. Well, listen, they got to do something.
I didn't even know there was a newspaper that still
They
existed.
probably found this article online.
Yeah,
and
that's
as we
right.
know, online, like
Newspapers still exist.
would never tell anything that isn't true. That'd be like someone on a game show cheating or
but
something
listen,
like that. It'd be crazy.
I read something really interesting in the newspaper recently. I was at a friend's house and I was helping him clean out his bird cage, and it had some very interesting articles in the news that I was trying to read. The problem was that some of the most important words were covered with bird poop.
What?
So it was
Where
hard
do
to...
people get their newspapers for that sort of stuff these
I don't
days?
know.
I saw it's gone.
If you were to just say poop every time bird poop covered a word, you would probably be reading that article truer to form.
When I grew up, they told me that we needed recycled paper because we almost cut down all the trees in the world. And the other day, I saw someone advertising paper. It was like, please just use paper. I don't care anything. Just use paper. Don't forget, we're still here.
The United States Senate...
I think Amazon's keeping that open with boxes.
I think so. The United States Senate announced poop, and that they were going to put together a program to create extra poop for taxpayers who would respond by paying for it with poop.
That tracks.
That's how you read the.
That tracks.
But no, like seriously, newspaper. I'm not sure. Like, how long has it been, Terry, since you actually picked up a physical newspaper and read it?
Yes, I mean it's been
years.
I remember
right?
they stopped delivering them to radio stations and stuff 15 years ago. It seemed like it's
There
been
was
a while.
time back in my time as a morning show DJ when the first thing you would do when you left the house in the morning, headed for the radio station to do your show, was you would stop by a convenience store
and pick up the
you
Weekly
pick up
World News.
That's right. Because
They used to have them just delivered to radio stations.
Chupacabra.
Right. But because there might be important things going on in government with George W. Bush or whoever was president at that time. But right now, the Bat Boy has made a new appearance off the coast of Matagorda, and that's what's most important. Do you remember the Bat Boy?
So what you're saying is
yes.
President Trump is not making news in the papers because Well, there's no papers.
Yeah, there's no papers.
Okay.
Exactly.
There's no papers.
Exactly.
Yep. No papers. So we don't have to worry about that problem anymore. Problem solved.
But I'm
we
excited.
Fixed the paper
Okay, so
problem.
here's my big thing about Anchor Brewing. I love Anchor Steam. It's great to have every
a
once in a
great
while.
beer.
It's good. It's not
Got a
one of my
porter.
absolute
Anchor Porter was
favorites.
fantastic.
Anchor Porter is good, but their claim to fame, as far as I'm concerned, was their seasonal Christmas ale release.
Seasonal Christmas, and it's
Some
different
of
every
those
year,
were
yet wonderful and delicious.
So good, and so I'm really hoping they'll get back to that.
That would be nice.
One can only hope. We're still drinking this San Pedro Macoris Ron, $18 a bottle rum. And it is putting some rums to shame that have cost 3 to 4 times that. You know?
I have to agree. Like, holy cow! Now it's not the most refined rum that I've ever had, and you like we kind of
No.
started picking at it a little bit. Okay, so there's a little bit of a thin mouthfeel, right? It's not the most refined thing I've ever had, but it is good. I love the oak note in it; is huge, and it's sweet and beautiful up front, but it doesn't finish sticky, and I love that too.
In these, economic times, I think it's important for us to try to find interesting and awesome things that are not high-priced items.
Keep in
mean,
mind, we are drinking this 100% neat. There's no
Right.
ice. There's
There's no ice. There's nothing to hide any of the imperfections to it. And like Ian said, this is not a perfect rum. This is not going to do battle with, Bacardi 31 or something like that. But boy, at $18, this is one of the better buys we've had.
100%
on the
would have
show.
expected this to be double that price.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
And just going by flavor profile, I would have been fine in the $30 to $40 range. That's outrageous.
It's just got the amount of intricacy to the flavors is what surprises me most
Yeah,
at
it's
this
complex.
at this price point, right?
There's a ton of maple syrup as it approaches your nose, and then it becomes this sweet caramelized sugar and sugar cane and molasses, and then you get all the oak notes, the vanilla, and all these things happening. This has got a lot going on.
So I'm really interested to try this along with our final beer of the show today, which is from Sapwood Cellars, a really reputable brewery. But it's their Oat-Milk Stout called Haulin Oats.
You're like a man tonight.
Yeah, I'm very excited to try this and to see how it pairs up with this rum. Because if this matches the way I'm thinking it might, this could be a big moment on the show.
Whoa, here it comes.
Yeah. Watch out, boys. She'll chew you up. Yeah. Do you remember,
We're going to get flagged on this episode.
do you remember
right?
when it was so scandalous when Rich Girl came out? They're like, it's a bitch girl. And everybody's like,
yes.
oh my God, I can't
can't
believe
say
they said
that.
that. We'll be right back. And
But
we'll
you're
say,
going too far.
we'll say
No,
bitch
it
again.
doesn't matter anyway.
Sarah, smile, baby. Welcome back, my friends. It is Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, even $18 fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We are glad you're here on the program. It's show number 464, and it's time for a little something that we love to do right about now. We call it Drinking News.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
Oh, hang on. Dang, I had the wrong one up. Sorry. I saw
when
that right
asked
here.
about his absent arm, he said,
I had to take my gator to the vet.
Oh.
drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers.
Is
y'all.
it safe to say that in 464 shows we have never had AI do our...
Was that AI?
That was
doing I had to
AI.
take my gator to the vet. Oh my God.
That was AI.
I don't even know how to feel about this. Like, this might be a monumental occasion, or it might be a signal that the end of civilization as we know it is near. I'm not sure which.
We can do
No,
so
it's
much
funny
with
when you're like, hey, AI, please say I had to take my gator to a vet. But it's not funny when you're sitting in here at night and you're editing and the AI goes, What are you doing, Terry?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
scary.
I can't let you do that, Terry.
Yeah. You're not allowed to do that, Terry.
This is why I don't use the male voice, because then it just sounds like Hal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, welcome to Drinking News. It is our segment of the program where we bring you a story from the news, sometimes, but not always about drinking, but always best enjoyed if you've been drinking, which we're drinking some cheap hooch here today, but it's still quite good, and we're enjoying every sip.
Cheap hooch.
Well, cheap hooch is important because, guys, with the price of everything, it seems
Everything.
like I love.
How much is a
Going
McDonald's
up.
meal nowadays?
I mean-
like $15?
Oh, man.
I mean, cigars, craft beer, everything. I'm finding myself, and I'm guessing you do too, in some pretty discouraging economic times. It's in situations like this that I will admit I find myself compelled to maybe try and win some money in a way that always works, right? By gambling.
All right.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
The problem
The
with this,
odds are in your favor.
The problem with this idea, for me at least, is that because I have to pay to either drive or fly to a place with casinos, and then I pay for a room to stay,
Stupid Texas.
and then I shell out cash for lunches and dinners. By the time I make it to the blackjack table and plunk down a 20, the free Sam Adams that I've just ordered from the waitress, which I still tip a couple of bucks for, has cost me hundreds of dollars. So I'm in a hole when I start, and it takes a lot of winning to make that ground back up. I could just stay home and play the lottery. But here's the problem with that. I may have already won the lottery numerous times. I will never know because once I buy the ticket, I usually lose it or forget to check the numbers when they come out. So if I won something, I will most likely never know. So that essentially leaves me with scratch-off tickets.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
While the payouts are not anywhere near as big, at least I can scratch them off right away and know if I won anything or not.
I just scratched the little barcode off and then just show it to the machine, and it tells you whether or not you
see,
won.
see, but that you lose all the mystery. All the mystery is gone. Of course, if there was only some way to get these scratch-offs cheaper, my odds and my winnings could go up, and that would be awesome. But I've yet to figure out how to get the clerk at 7-Eleven to give me a discount even if I buy in bulk. So, leave it to 43-year-old Justin Farley to come up with a solution. Mr. Farley, a Florida man.
Florida man.
There it is.
He brought his unique problem-solving skills into the spotlight recently when he went into a St. Petersburg area Circle K and
You only
simply
come out at night.
he simply opened multiple cabinets and stole scratch-off lottery tickets
Open up a scratch off tickets.
before fleeing the scene in his gray Hyundai
Flee the
Elantra.
scene in his gray Hyundai.
All told, the Florida man ripped off over $7,000 cash value worth of tickets. And just based on the odds,
Ooh, we're going to the bar.
there should have been a number of winners among them of at
Definitely.
least some cash, right?
Right.
So with his theft attempt successful, the Florida man spent hours scratching away at the tickets until he had a lap full of gray schmutz on his pants and
Gray schmutz.
created a pile of winners that he could then, cash in. His problem arose when he went to claim his money, like any brilliant Florida man would do.
I scratched off all these tickets.
Wait, can I guess? Can
Yeah.
Can I make a
Took
guess?
him
Sure,
the
go for
store.
it, Terry.
And took him to what store?
Probably the same store that I
That's-
stole them
that's-
from.
He took him to the same Circle K that he'd stolen the tickets from hours before. Now, in fairness, I know this seems crazy, right?
Wait, in fairness, what?
He first
Whoa, here he comes.
tried to cash
Watch out,
them in.
boy, he's gonna show up.
He first tried to
Whoa,
cash
here
them
she
in
comes.
at a St.
He's a
Petersburg
dumbass.
7-Eleven, but they were not able to handle the amount of cash required and didn't redeem his tickets. So it was then that he returned to the scene of the crime, and wouldn't you know it, the same thing happened.
Well, he was like, well, I didn't steal any money, so he probably still had some in the register,
Yeah,
right?
So larger scratch-off winnings have to be claimed from the lottery in question itself. But even the smaller wins, if they add up, can often be more than the convenience store is willing to cash out.
Yeah.
So when he was unsuccessful, Farley left, but then he came back a second time. Oh. Because that's what you do.
Because
Glory to man.
And
he wasn't arrested yet.
no more luck with another cashier than he had the first time. So finally, frustrated and in need of money,
The other guy will have more money.
because aren't we all? The Florida man returned to the Circle K yet again. But this time,
Was this the third time?
yes, but this time wearing a black mask, a yellow shirt, and black Nikes, and he proceeded to point a replica Glock at the clerk, demanding that they open the cash register. But he wasn't done. After securing a whopping $120 from the till, he then escorted the clerk to the back of the store and stole a pack of Newport cigarettes, according to prosecutors. Of course, there was plenty of video evidence of his crime, including parking lot video of his license plate, so it was not difficult.
Don't replicas usually have the end of the gun painted bright red?
Yeah. Oh, I think it depends what video game you're playing, but yes. Yeah. Of course, there was plenty
Unless
of...
it's one made before, like, 1985.
There you go. There was plenty of video evidence of his crime, including parking lot video of his license plate, so it was not difficult for police to track him down.
They got
And
it
arrest
pulling
him.
up probably when he stole the stuff, then each
Yep.
time he came there afterwards.
The Florida
Awesome.
man now faces 1 count of interference with commerce by threat or violence and a federal charge under the Hobbs Act, which prohibits robbery that affects interstate or foreign commerce. And as is so often the case in Florida, our dim-witted thief also has a significant criminal history, including convictions for felony drug and firearm
But nothing
possession.
from the Hobbs Act yet. Not that. This is his
Whoa, here he
first
comes.
Hobbs Act.
Now,
He's
even
been
as long
in jail for this before.
Even as long as I've
Oh,
been
here he
bringing our
comes.
weekly drinking news
He's a
segment to you guys,
dumbass.
I have to say these stories still amaze me. In fact, not only am I amazed, but I still, on many occasions, find myself legitimately inspired by the antics and exploits of these crazy criminals, particularly when they hail from the Sunshine State. And so that is exactly where I am today, amazed and inspired. And as regular listeners unfortunately already know, when I become inspired, I like to express that inspiration by jotting down a few lines of poetry or prose. And so, as we celebrate this blessed holiday season, I'd like to take one more opportunity this year to share with you the fruits of my inspiration. And despite the fact that many, including my own therapist and multiple religious leaders, have advised me not to do so, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and get poetic with you guys right now. Could I get a little holiday poetry reading music, please? And it goes a little something like this. With a criminal mind he could not inhibit, he sold $7 grand worth of scratch-off tickets. He's now in jail for years, where he most often hears his cellmate Bubba saying, "Lick it."
I don't know what's that.
I was expecting more, to be honest.
I was a little stunned by that.
I was expecting more. Reporting live from the Lotto headquarters, where I'm trying to convince officials that my latest idea, scratch and sniff Lotto tickets, could be the next big thing.
Whoa, here he comes.
Hey, this one smells like
Watch
Tillman
out, boy,
Fertitta.
he'll scratch you off.
I bet that's
Whoa,
worth something.
Here he comes.
My name is Cruz, and that, my friends, is your...
Drinking news, drinking news. That's our time for drinking news.
What does Tillman Fertitta
Cheers,
smell
y'all.
like?
Well, I don't know, but I will say,
Money.
I went to...
Money in the San Luis.
I went to this casino in Lake Charles, a year and a half ago, and it was oppressive. Every time you sat down
I'm happy.
at a slot machine, there was like an ad for Tillman's book
Oh no, he has a book now.
Yeah, he has.
Wow.
You know how I con people out of money and became a gazillionaire or
And buy a
something.
bunch of restaurants.
Something like that. I don't know. But anyway,
With my easy 72-step method.
I will say my favorite thing to do is to sit at one of the bars there at the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles, and stuff money into the video blackjack machine and play while they bring me free drinks. I call it taking Tillman's money. Unfortunately, the last time I was there, I didn't take quite as much money as I left behind, so it happens.
He
But
is
the
I've
weird.
never been invited along to see this sadness.
The
see this happen.
beers were good. The beers were good, and I had fun smoking cigars. So it is what it is.
There's a give and a take.
Ian, what have you poured us here for this final
Dear
beer of the
God.
show? Wait, you just said, "Dear God."
Dear God.
Yeah.
This is Haulin'
Here
Oats.
he comes. Watch out, boy.
Oh, I got you, man. I just learned the chords. I looked them up while you were talking.
yeah.
So, whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up.
Oh, here she comes.
The man eat her.
We have to pay royalties on that. You did it for just long enough that we have to pay royalties.
Yeah,
so.
we're probably getting flagged for that one.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
we're
guessing.
news oriented, and we're talking about their stuff. We
There you
promoted
go.
Daryl's
Yeah.
house.
This
That's
is
right.
this
So
is
there you
Haulin.
go.
This is Sapwood Cellars Haulin' Oats.
Sapwood Cellars rocks. I just
Yes,
want to say
agreed.
that. Yeah.
Agreed. And their logo is like a half acorn, half hop.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what John Oates is half acorn, half hop.
Brewing vegan beer honestly doesn't change too much of what we do. The main ingredient is off limit. That is off limits to us is lactose. After you all voted Orange Juiciest Max as the best milkshake IPA in the country, on Untapped 2023 without any lactose, we wanted to tackle the ultimate brewing challenge, the milkless milk stout. We took an already extra oaty stout and loaded it up. Pardon me. Loaded it up with 30 gallons of oat milk in the whirlpool. The result is cream alternative milk stout, deliciously crafted to provide a vegan option without sacrificing mouthfeel that makes this style great. Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? This is probably the best vegan beer I've ever had in my life.
Well, I was just about to say that if you had not read me any of the vegan stuff, I would still have said this tastes delicious. Like
it's fantastic.
It's not it's not an easy
Vegan
thing
aside,
to
it's
make
fantastic.
like great vegan stuff. I'm serious. Like I totally get it, and I'm not being in any way critical. If you're somebody who wants to practice the vegan lifestyle, like I get it, that's your thing. But this is one of the more delicious vegan products of any kind that I've ever had.
I've had vegan meals before, and thought to myself, this would be better with meat. But be vegan if you like. There's not a problem with that.
What happens if you go to like the healthy lifestyle restaurant and you go, yeah, I'd like the vegan salad, but could you add fajita beef, please? Will they look at you kind of funny?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
This is so good. It's
listen,
delicious.
Not in any way making fun of people who are vegans. Like I totally get it, and thank you for not like demanding that I have to do it too. But like I get it. Like it's a lifestyle choice.
Dude,
and
that's a
lifestyle
serious
choices are
commitment.
important. Absolutely. If you're going to seriously commit to being a vegan,
That's a serious
it is
commitment.
a big commitment. And I think you probably wouldn't even be able to enjoy this Macoris rum. But I have now gone back and forth from
I
this
have not
Haulin'
gone
Oats.
back nor forth.
Okay, so you may want to do this. The Haulin' Oats, not Holland Oats, but Haulin, as
Haulin.
in Haulin with a big tractor
All
trailer.
oats. Chock full of oats.
Oh, it makes the
Extra
rum
oaty.
taste almost like a s'mores.
It does. It brings some of
There's
that
like a
chocolate
marshmallowy kind of thing that comes out of that. Sorry, marshmallowy because it's M-A-L-L-O. Not to be confused with Marshmallow, the DJ.
Okay,
Marshmallow,
so
the
let
DJ.
me ask this question then, since you've ventured into marshmallow territory. I'm a big Star Trek fan, right? The movie Star Trek V comes out, and in the opening sequence, it's Kirk and Spock and McCoy, and they're like climbing some mountain and camping in the wilderness. And they're roasting marshmallows, and Spock calls them marshmelons. Have you ever heard that? outside of? that
Never
movie?
once.
No, I haven't either. Okay.
But he's one of those weird Klingon dudes.
no, he's Vulcan. He's Vulcan.
Oh, sorry, Vulcan. My bad. See, that's how out of touch I am.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
the pointy ears,
He got the
which makes
pointy-
me think elf, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm much more like Tolkienian, if you will.
My favorite Star Trek scene of all time is the one where Spock goes, "Santa, I know him." That's my favorite Star
Okay,
Trek
so
scene.
I watched a documentary recently that was all about Galaxy Quest and how brilliant it was.
So amazing.
Have you
show.
seen the documentary?
No, I've heard it's great, but that
Okay, so you gotta watch
movie
the
is
documentary.
amazing.
It's
I've heard that it's
brilliant.
good.
Love them. All right.
Yes.
We'll dissect this further and talk a little bit more about, I don't know, drinks when we come back. It's Smoking Toast. Welcome back, my friends. It's Smoking and Toasted. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And we're up to our final segment of... This is actually our final segment of the year.
Of the
2025.
year.
Yeah. So pretty excited about stepping into a new year. But Ian, do you have any thoughts about like what 2025 meant to you? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't prep you for this, but
That is very on the spot. Let's see. There were good times. There were bad times.
it was the best of times. It was
The best
the
times,
worst
the
of
worst
times.
times.
Just tell us what your Spotify rap
Then I
thing
took my buddy
said.
out back in the building. Anyway,
What was your number one most
Sorry,
listened
they
to
get
song?
Toxic
question.
by Britney Spears. I'm so embarrassed.
You know what? I'm in the 0.4% of
Yeah.
somber listeners.
Oh, somber.
Yes,
I like somber
yes,
though.
I'm in the
Somber's
top
cool.
0.4, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
dude, I just got turned on to a band called Margarita Witch Cult.
Oh,
Have you heard Margarita Witch Cult?
I have not though. Yeah.
So
Well-
first off, you're going to listen to them for the first time. You need to look up. They do a cover of White Wedding.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
just feast your ears on that for a little bit.
Wow.
Margarita Witch Hunt?
Margarita Witch Cult.
Witch Cult.
Okay.
I like it. All
I
right.
like, there you go.
Well, I will tell you guys my two biggest albums of the year for me were the Youngblood album and the Nothing More album. And the Nothing More album, Carnal, is amazing. This is
Wow.
just a current modern rock band at the peak of their powers, and they did a classic. And Youngblood, as far as I'm concerned, is the next big rock star.
He's crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He's-
that's what I like. Somber. I think
Oh,
that is
somber-
what he's
somber's got a lot going on,
Mine were actually Somber, Joe. So Joe Keery, if you know Joe, that's from Finn Wolfhard. So two Stranger Things people. My daughter didn't have any influence on my YouTube watching or anything at that.
Not at all.
And Chapel Roan. Chapel
Chapel
Roan
Roan.
was big,
dude.
high up on mine.
I'm just going to say it right here. You can hate on me if you want. Pink Pony Club was a freaking brilliant song.
Oh, it is, and I love that song. The Taker or the Giver, I think is what
Nice.
it is. The Giver.
The Giver,
That
the
is
Taker. Yeah,
amazing.
whatever,
It is
yeah.
amazing.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for what I think has been an amazing year for the show. We've had wonderful times. We've had great guests, and we had Alan Denny, and it's been like, but it's been a really awesome year, and I want to thank you guys for all that you have put into it, and the fact that it's really pretty fun to drink with you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Good times.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
yeah. Ian, you
yeah.
have any thoughts to close out the year? Anything you want to share to
Man,
to make
I'm
people
going to
think?
spend, I think my New Year's resolution
Yeah.
is I'm going to spend the year trying to close the gap between how awesome I am and how awesome I think I am.
Okay. And how is that coming along so far?
It's miserable so far. But, because that's apparently quite a ways away from each other.
Well, yeah.
If I want to be real.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
what-
It's fine. I just, I'm going to have to be a little healthier, I think, this year.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
if you want to get real,
it's tough,
I'm going to
yeah.
have to, I got to face the fact that I'm in my 50s now. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I have
Remember
no
when
idea.
we used to, have conversations, we talked about, going out and hanging out and have good times, and now we have conversations about insurance?
Yeah. Oh, totally. And remember when we used to think that's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to be that old dude. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then
Yeah.
you're like, what's your coverage like on the PPO plan? It's
That's a PPO, right? Yeah, it's PPO.
I know
it's
one time
kinda
I was
sad.
having to do something, and there was an accident. We'd gotten in this accident. I had to climb over this thing, and one of the cops said to me, he was like, "Oh, we've got some young guys, that are right over here doing that. Makes you feel real good, young guys." And I'm like, dude, it's not that I'm old. I'm fat. There's a difference. There's a difference, okay? Don't give me that.
I'm going to have to do something about that.
Don't give me that.
When I'm in a public place and some dude looks at me and goes, "Hey, what's going on, big guy?"
Yeah.
Aw, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've been called big guy
I'm
for
only
years.
5'9". Come on.
I'm almost used to it. Yeah. But no, in my building where I live downtown Houston, there's at least one, maybe a couple of different Rockets players. I don't think there's any of the hugely famous ones, but it's like some of the guys that are like part of the team. And sometimes you get on the elevator with them, and I just want to say to them, "I'm so sorry." Like, you are a specimen of virility.
Like Josh Gad in that Pixels movie. "You are an amazing specimen of a man."
Exactly. So that's kind of how it happens. That's how it goes down. No, you know what? It's been an amazing year for the show, and I want to thank all of our
the
radio
show has
affiliates.
done
All of our radio affiliates
new
that we
stuff.
added this year, it's been
Yes.
really, really wonderful. And I want to thank all of you guys who, spend time, checking out the show on YouTube or
Hey,
Spotify.
if you're in
or
the
any of
area
other
around
places.
Founders Brewing, you need to tell them to get in touch with us. I have reached out to them so many times.
And they're such a cool brewery. I can't
love
believe
their
they're not
beers.
responding. Can you believe they're not responding to a show with the magnitude and the heft of us? Yeah, I can't believe it. Those guys. We'd have better luck if we stood outside their brewery and waved like little flags.
Oh, maybe we should. Maybe we're going about it wrong, is what you're saying.
I think we may be.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Road trip.
yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't mind a road trip to Michigan. They got some great breweries.
You know what the great deal about that is? If we road trip to Michigan and
I
went
got
to
a
Founders,
ton of family up there.
even if our whole mission failed of trying to get them on the show, we'd still be sitting in Founders Brewery drinking Founders beers.
having great
hard to
beer.
be- It's hard to be upset about that. I just want to thank everybody who's given this show a shot. It's been a really wild and interesting year, and the show is now to the point. In the podcast world, you would consider this a really mature show. We're like old podcast veterans at this point, and that cracks me up because
Old and bitter.
I feel like anything but a veteran here. But we do want to thank you, and thank you for enjoying the year with us and for making this as much fun as it's been. Ian, any New Year's resolutions to share before we go?
Oh, I think I covered that. I think I covered that. Oh, well, with
Eat
the
less,
show,
move around more.
with the show, hey, the more people hear us, the better. This is fun.
Yeah, and by the way, I didn't say this earlier, but
I wish I could make this my job. Oh, wait, I did.
Wait, it kind of is. Do want to say, by the way, and we didn't earlier, big thanks to last week's special guest, Rod Kurthy, the inventor of the Perfect Draw
That
cigar tool.
guy's accessories are so good.
Yeah, they're awesome. Buy them for your friends, buy them for yourself. And have a great week. We will see you in 2026, my
Happy
friends.
New Year!
Until we meet again, cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
Love with